All right, everybody, it's about that time. Keep It Comics Top 10 Hottest Comic Books of the Week. And before I get started, help me send a happy get well soon to my boy Steve. He's a little under the weather. Don't worry, my friend. We're going to hold it down for you. So, if you can, go grab your vibe juice and meet us back here in the comic room. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of, Keep It Comics. As always, I am your humble host, C3. And before I get started, I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for stopping by and checking out the channel. Thank you to all our new subscribers, and thank you to all the comic book fam that have been sending all those encouraging comments and shouting out the channel. I really appreciate you. You guys know I couldn't do this without you, so thank you for your love and your support. All right? So, like I said earlier in the intro, a buddy of mine, he's under the weather. So shout out to you, Steve. I appreciate you, all right? And we're going to hold it down, so I hope you got your vibe juice. Because you know what it is, baby. It's good vibes only. We gather in this space strictly for the love of comics. Anything else, check your nonsense at the door. Because you know what it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now that we got the funny business out of the way, let's dive into Keep It Comics Top 10 Hottest Comic Books of the Week. And we're going to start off at number 10. Number 10, we got a book that is published by Marvel. This is some Silver Age goodness, ladies and gentlemen. The title of this book is Strange Tales, issue number 97. Yes, my friends, this book was released on June 1st, 1962. The key factor to this book is it is the first appearance of a woman named Auntie May and a guy named Uncle Ben. Now, before you guys try to chop my head off, I'm not saying this is the first appearance of Aunt May and Uncle Ben. I'm saying within this comic book, it is the first appearance of a woman by the name of Auntie May and a guy named Uncle Ben. And it's just some old-fashioned Silver Age goodness. All right? So, if you're interested in a book like this, here's the specs on it. The last recorded sale for this book in a raw copy was on June 2nd of 2022, where the average copy sold for $204. This book is currently trending upward, ladies and gentlemen, at 4.77%. Now, the average sale for a CGC 3.5 in this book is $239, while the average sale for a raw copy is $195. There has been 44 raw copies of this book that have sold so far, and there has been 53 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 97 copies of this book that has changed hands on the secondary market. Now, the highest known sale for this book was back on June 9th of 2016, where it wasn't a CGC, but it was actually a CBCS book that sold. And that book sold for $4,444. All right? And the fair market value has this book resting at $195 for anybody looking to get their hands on a raw copy that is in very good condition. Okay? So, if you are in the book for Strange Tales, issue number 9, if you're in the market for Strange Tales, issue number 97, keep your eye out on this book because it is definitely on the move. All right? Coming in at number 9, this book was published by DC. This is a modern book, ladies and gentlemen. And the title of this book is Batman, issue number 655, the Kubert 1 in 10 variant. Absolutely. I picked this book because I've been trying to update my collection when it comes to this particular character. It is the first appearance of Damian Wayne. All right? Now, I am a big fan of Damian. I like that the relationship that he and his father have been portraying within the comic book pages, that love-hate relationship, and that weird that absence of understanding between father and son, right? And the fact that he's still trying to find his way and figure out his own personal identity versus what Batman wants from him or what he thinks Bruce Wayne should be like in his life. So, with all that being said, This book was released on July 26th of 2006. The last recorded sale for this book was a raw copy, and that was on September 10th of 2022. That book sold for $75, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this book has a 3.60% increase in sales at the moment, where the average sale for a CGC 9.8 is $345. The average sale for a raw copy is $130. There has been 146 raw copies of this book that have sold, and there's been 126 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 272 copies of this book that has changed hands on the secondary market. Now, the highest known sale for this book is a CGC 9.8, and that was back on May 27th of 2021, where that book sold for $620, ladies and gentlemen. And fair market value has this book resting at $130 for anyone looking to get their hands on a raw copy in near mint condition. So, if you are in the market for Batman issue number 655, the Kubert 1 in 10 variant, which is the first appearance of Damian Wayne, keep your eye out on this book because it is on the move. All right? Coming in at number 8, ladies and gentlemen, we've got another modern comic that I would like to share with you. This book was published by Marvel. Now, the title of this book is Deadpool's Secret Wars. Yes, my friends. And shout out to my boy Biggie Shaq, because he's a very, very huge fan of Gwenpool, right? So this one's for you, big guy. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate everything you've done for me, man. And I appreciate the fact that you are just you. All right? So I put this up there because I'm in the market for another copy of this book. Now, the key factor to this book is it is the first cover, well, not the first, but it is a cover-only Gwenpool cameo appearance. That's what it is. Now, I'm going to repeat that. It is a cover-only Gwenpool cameo appearance. All right? So please, let me keep my head. I need it. Let me keep my head on. I need it. Right? Now, the last recorded sale for this book was a CGC 9.8, and that book sold in September of 2022. And it went for $260, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this book has 3.18% increase in sales at the moment, and that continues to rise. I'm going to keep my eye out on this book. The average sale for a graded copy of this book in a CGC 9.8 is $250, while the average sale for a raw copy is about $108, give or take a few dollars, right? Now, there has been 209 raw copies that have sold, but there's also been 130 graded copies of this book that have sold, giving us a total of 339 copies of this particular book that has changed hands on the secondary market. While the highest known sale for this book was back on July 29th of 2021, where a CGC 9.8 sold for $505. But keep in mind, fair market value has this book resting at $108 for the raw copy in near mint condition, if anybody is looking to get their hands on this book. So keep your eye out on this book because it is on the move. All right? Give me 1 second. It's good vibes, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you guys stopping by, checking out the channel. Thanks for hanging out with me, all right? Coming in at number 7, we have another modern comic. This comic was also published by Marvel. Now, the title of this book is Edge of Spider-Verse, issue number 2. The Greg Land 1 in 25 variant. That's a beautiful cover, man. The artwork is just smashing on this. I love this cover, right? And it was released on September 17th of 2014. Now, the key factor to this book is it is a first appearance of Spider-Gwen. It's a must-have for the collection. With all these speculations going on, and we know that she's going to show up in all the new movies. So she's already here. So we just have to make sure that we're adding these particular comics to our collection, because if you are a Spider fan, like, you know, Spider-Man, Spider-Ham, Peter Porker. Shout out to the new Peter Parker. Yo, I thought that was mad corny, but it was funny too at the same time. Peter Parker. That was dope, right? But if you're a Spider fan like myself, you might just want to add this one to your collection, right? So, the last recorded sale for this book was a CGC 9.6, and that book sold on September 10th of 2022, and it sold for $4,080. Yes, my friends, I know it's a little steep, but this book continues to see significant gains on the secondary market, which is why it is on this list. This book is currently trending upward at 0.33% right now, while the average sale for CGC 9.8 in this book is $7,300. Now, the average sale for a raw copy of this book is $2,700, and that's like in near mint condition, all right? So there has been 54 raw copies of this book that have sold, and there's been 166 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 220 copies of this particular title that has changed hands on the secondary market. Now, the highest known sale was for CGC 9.8, and that was back on May 10th of 2022, and that book sold for a whopping $13,000, ladies and gentlemen. And I am excited about seeing Spider-GWEN getting that love and that respect, because she's a big character, and I'm actually hoping one day that her and Miles will hook up in the Spider-Verse. So I'm gonna be keeping my eye on Spider-GWEN, because Miles is about to come to the big screen too. All right, so if you're in the market for Edge of Spider-Verse issue number 2, that Greg Land 1 in 25 variant, keep your eye out on this book, because it is definitely on the move. All right, coming in at number 6, it's another modern comic, ladies and gentlemen, but it was published by Image. The title of this book is Danger Girl, issue number 2, the J. Scott Campbell Smoking Gun variant. Boy, is she pretty. Yo, this book was released on May 1st, 1998. I mean, this is just a beautiful comic. This is just a beautiful cover. One that I've been watching, and I just wanted to share this information with you guys, because I know that a lot of people like to make cover purchases. So this will be strictly a cover purchase for me, and I'm just waiting for it to just do a little dip for me so I can grab one. But this is what the specs look like if anybody else is interested in it. The last recorded sale for this book in a raw copy was on September 5th of 2022, where the book sold for $350. This book has been trending upward, and it has 0.32 increase in sales at the moment, all right? And I'm anticipating that's going to go up a little bit more over the next month or so, but I'm hoping that I can grab one before it does reach its peak, right? Or hopefully it doesn't keep going up. Now, if it comes down, you know, I'm happy about that, because, you know, I like to strike while the iron is cold. So I'm going to definitely be keeping my eye out on this book. That's my motto, strike while the iron is cold. Now, the average sale for CGC 9.8 in this book is $216. Excuse me. And the average sale for a raw copy, and listen, is $200. So the average sale for a CGC 9.8 is $216. The average sale for a raw copy in near mint condition is $200. So you have to pick which one, decide which one you want. You do the math, right? There's been 11 raw copies that have sold, and there's been 13 graded copies, giving us a total of 24 copies of this particular book that has changed hands, right? Now, the beautiful thing about this book is the highest known sale for this book was back on July 31st of 2019. Right? So I think this high sale makes great room for negotiation. So the high sale was $625, and that was back on July 31st of 2019. This book went for $625. All right? So when you think about that, and according to where fair market value has this book resting, fair market value has this book resting at $200 for anybody hoping to get their hands on a raw copy in near mint condition. All right, so $200. I think that's a perfect price point for buy-in for such a beautiful piece of artwork. All right, so if you are in the market for this J. Scott Campbell piece of art, the Smoking Gun variant of Danger Girl, issue number 2, keep your eye out on this book because it is definitely on the move. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the halfway point. Yes, and I know I'm kind of moving through these because I've got something for us at the end of the video. If you guys stick around to the end, I'm going to show you some comics that I picked up for New Comic Book Day, and I'm also going to show you some back issues that I'm excited about adding to my comic book collection. All right? So, thank each and every one of you guys and girls or whoever for stopping by, checking out the channel. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Thank you for the encouraging comments, man. I love chopping it up with you guys every opportunity I get. I go in the comment section. I try to answer as many of you guys that I can. It's getting to be a lot of you now, so please be patient with me, but don't hold it against me. If I don't get to your comment, man, don't take it personal. I'm not ignoring you. It's just that I've got 1,001 things going on, but I definitely try to get in there and chop it up with as many of you as I can. And I'm actually thinking about if you guys will allow me that I can post, you know, some of those encouraging comments. I would like to put them on the channel, like, and let everybody see them. All right, so if you guys are cool with that, just leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know if it's okay if I post some of those encouraging comments that you guys leave down there. We can show love to the rest of the world, man. You know, there's some people that may be dealing with some things. Some people may be depressed. Some people may be feeling lonely. Some people just may be feeling like nobody cares. But we could just spread that love, man. And those encouraging comments that you guys send me definitely uplift me. So maybe we could share that love with others, all right? Definitely. Because you know what it is. It's good vibes only, baby. That's all it's about. Enjoying our love of comics with one another. Sharing the hobby. That's what it is. All right? So stick around to the end of the video and we'll go over and I'll show you guys some comics that I got. All right? So, thank you. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program. All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 5, we got some Bronze Age goodness here for you. This book is published by Marvel, and the title of this book is The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 194. Yes, this is the first appearance of Black Cat. I don't know about you, but I know I'm hearing so much speculation about so many different characters in the spider world that I know at some point we got to see Felicia Hardy. We got to see her. Somewhere along the line, Black Cat's coming. So, excuse me, I already have like a couple copies of this book, but I still continue to watch it to see where the value of it, where their value goes, whether it goes up or down. And right now, these books seem to be doing very well. So let me share some numbers with you. All right. So the last recorded sale for a raw copy of this book was back on September 21st of 2022. And that book sold for $600. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, $600. And I ain't mad at it. All right. This book has been trending upward and it's been showing an 18.95% increase in sales at the moment. And again, I am anticipating that that will continue to rise with more speculation. All right. Now, I was able to find an average sale for a CGC 9.6 that went for $1,180. Now, the average sale for a raw copy is about $174. There's been 1,270 raw copies that have sold, and there has been 761 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 2,031 copies of this book that continues to change hands on the secondary market. Now, check this out. The highest known sell is not for a CGC 9.8, but for a CGC 9.9. And that was back on March 1st of 2022. Now that CGC 9.9 sold for a mega $52,000. Yes, baby. I'll let it sink in. 52 grand for the 9.9. Amazing Spider-Man issue number 194. First appearance of the Black Cat. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. So the comic book community is basically expressing that this book is still worth it. Like, this book has love, right? So just keep this in mind. Everybody can't pay the $52,000, but the fair market value has this book resting at $174 for anybody hoping to get their hands on a raw copy of this book in fine condition. All right. So if you are in the market for The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 194, first appearance of the Black Cat, keep your eye out on this book because it is on the move. You know. All right, so coming in at number 4, we've got some more Bronze Age goodness, all right? Now, after watching Andor on Disney Plus, right, I said, man, let me go back and see what's going on with these Star Wars books. So I checked on these Star Wars books, and I pulled up Star Wars issue number 1. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is published by Marvel. It was released on April 12th of 1977. Now, this book has a multitude of first appearances in it. It has the first appearance of Luke, first appearance of Obi-Wan Kenobi, first appearance of Leia, first appearance of 3CPO, first appearance of Darth Vader, first appearance of, what's his name? Was that it? Oh yeah, Luke Skywalker, that was it. My bad, I got caught up in the, yes, but like I said, a multitude of first appearances. Many. A lot. A great deal of. All right. Don't mind me. So, let's talk numbers. The last recorded sale for a raw copy of this book was back on September 21st of 2022. Well, that book sold for $213. Now, this book has been trending upward, ladies and gentlemen, and it has 23.14% increases in sales at the moment right now. And I'm thinking that this is going to continue to go up, seeing how these Star Wars movies are doing pretty well. These series that are being put out on Disney Plus, they're doing fairly decent. So, I'm thinking that that revitalization of the Star Wars world, man, like, people are loving it. So, you know, they're going back and they're searching for these books. Now, the average sale for a graded copy of this book was a CGC 9.6 is $1,216, while the average sale for a raw copy of this book is $210. Now, there has been 2,554 copies, raw copies that have sold, and there has been 1,854 graded copies that have sold, which gives us a total of 4,408 copies of this book that is moved on the secondary market. That's a lot of Star Wars issue number 1 movement. That's a lot of Star Wars issue number 1 movement, my friends. And the comic book community, you know, Star Wars has a cult following. So, man, so Star Wars is going to always be popular, right? Star Wars and Star Trek. Listen, I think anything with star in it is like, it's going to always move units, man. So, look, the highest known sale for a CGC 9.8 in this book was back on April 9th of 2022, where that book sold for $9,600. Yes, and that is not bad at all. That's actually perfect for this book because this book gets a lot of respect. So that's a pretty decent number for Star Wars issue number 1. And considering how much the fans really, really love that universe, right? So, but I know everybody can't give up the 9.6, right? The 9,600. So just keep in mind that fair market value has this book resting at $210 for a raw copy in very fine condition if anybody's looking to get their hands on this book. All right? So if you are in the market for Star Wars issue number 1, first appearance of everybody, keep your eye out on this book because it is on the move. All right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the top 3 hottest comic books of the week. Now, coming in at number 3 It's a modern book. This book is published by Marvel. It's one that I know a lot of people may not know about. And I saw this book and I was like, wow. Let me bring this to the forefront because I'm scheming on this book. Now, you guys don't try to buy up all the copies before I get mine too. I probably should have waited, but I try to be a fair person, so I'm sharing it with the community. Save me a copy. But check it out. The title of this book is Epic Anthology, issue number 1. Yes. Now, check this out. The key factor to this book, ladies and gentlemen, is it is the first appearance of Sophia Strange, the daughter of Stephen Strange. Dr. Stephen Strange, yes, and Clea. So, yeah. Who knew? I didn't know. I didn't know Dr. Strange had a daughter. So when I saw it, I was floored. And then I'm digging. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. So I got to have this in my collection. But I got to be careful, right? Because here are the specs on it. Now, the last recorded sale for a copy of this book was on September 21st of 2022. Look at it. Where this book sold for $828. This book is trending upward, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, and it has a 23.84 increase in sales. So I'm not the only one that knows about this book. There are others that know. They just weren't saying anything. But we know now. So we're going to be on the hunt too. So that means these numbers are going to increase, right? So now check it out. I wasn't able to find any graded sales on this book, right? Not that it's actually sold. I mean, you can find plenty of them on eBay with a price next to them, but I'm looking for, sales. When I do my digging, I be looking for sales, right? Books that have actually sold so we can get accurate numbers and share them with the community. So, but I was able to find some raw sales. So there has been, so the average sale for this book is $828, just so everybody knows. And there has been 92 raw copies that has changed hands on the secondary market. Now, the highest known sale is for that raw copy. And again, it is for $828. And that was back on September 1st of 2022. So that's where fair market value has this book resting at. $828 for a very fine condition in the raw format. All right. So if you are in the market for the Epic Anthology, issue number 1, first appearance of Sophia Strange, keep your eye out on this book because it is definitely on the move. All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 2, we have a book that is published by DC. This is some Silver Age goodness. The title of this book is Justice League of America, issue number 7. Yes, issue number 7. This book was released on October 1st, 1961. Now, it's not really a key factor. It's just a great story. This was when the Justice League had to go inside this fun house and they wound up being swapped out by some aliens, excuse me, right? So they got trapped in the fun house, and then the aliens were acting like they were them. But it's just a great storyline. I love the cover art on this. Look at everybody looking in the mirrors, but they still are the regular cells. So I just think it's just beautiful artwork, just a great story. Now, let's talk numbers. The last recorded sale for a raw copy of this book was on September 1st of 2022. That book sold for $45, ladies and gentlemen. So that's a perfect price point for buy-in for such great artwork, for such a great writing strategy, and such a beautiful collection of information put together. Just a great story altogether. So $45, I'm definitely willing to give that up. This book is currently trending upward at 45.50%. All right, 44.50%. Excuse me, 44.50%. All right, now, excuse me. Ooh-wee, that vibe just coming at me. The average sale for a graded copy of this book in the CGC 5.0 is $120, while the average sale for a raw copy is $62. There's been 195 raw copies that have sold, and there's been 43 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 238 copies of this particular book that has changed hands on the secondary market. Now, the highest known sale for this book that I was able to find was back on November 17th of 2017. Again, this is the highest sale that I could find on this book, and that was back in 2017 of November. And that book was a CGC 9.4. It sold for $5,975, which is okay, right? But for those of us who are unable to just, throw that many ducats in one basket, keep in mind that fair market value has this book resting at $62 for anyone looking to get their hands on a raw copy that is in very good condition. So if you are in the market for Justice League of America, issue number 7, keep your eye out on this book because it's on the move. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to our number 1 hottest Keep It Comics comic book of the week. And that book is published by Marvel. It's a yellow cover alert. The title of this book is Daredevil, issue number 27, the regular edition. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to tell you, the only reason I put this book on the list, and it's my number 1, is because I watched She-Hulk and I saw the Easter egg. Did you guys see the Easter egg? Oh, if you didn't, you got to watch She-Hulk. Oh, I'm super excited now. He's coming. Oh, he's definitely going to show up, right? So, I'm a Daredevil fan. I'm a She-Hulk fan. I'm loving what I'm watching. I think Disney Plus is doing a great job. I think Kevin Feige and them are doing an excellent job with bringing these series to Disney Plus, man. I'm really, really enjoying it. So I'm entertained. Everything doesn't have to be like comic book canon. I like to be entertained. Anything that can help take my mind off of my stressful days, I'm cool with that. And the comics and these Disney Plus series, they're doing that for me, right? Keeping me engaged, keeping me out of my head. And I'm all right with that. So let's talk numbers about this book. Not to mention that beautiful yellow cover, right? This book was released on April 1st, 1967. The last recorded sale for a raw copy of this book was on September 21st of 2022. That book sold for $20, ladies and gentlemen. $20. For $20, you can own this beautiful Daredevil cover. All right? This book is currently trending upward, ladies and gentlemen, and it has a 45.02% increase in sales right now. And the average sale for a graded CGC 9.6 is $504. The average sale for a raw copy is, again, about $20 right now. So there's been 376 raw copies that have sold, and there's been 59 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 435 copies of this book that continues to change hands on the secondary market. Wow, the highest known sale for CGC 9.8 was back on March 21st of 2017, and that book sold for $2,050. $2,050 for a CGC 9.8. All right? Now, for those of you who are looking to get your hands on a raw copy in very fine condition, fair market value has this book resting at $20. All right? So for $20, you can probably get your hands on a raw copy of this beautiful cover. Yes. Did I say that already? You can get your hands on that beautiful cover for about $20 in very good condition. And you may be able to do better than that, depending on how your negotiation skills are. All right? So, my friends, that's your list. Be careful when you go out and execute. When you're out there on the hunt, take your time. Be patient. If you see any of these books out there, pounce. But be smart. There's no need for you to lose an arm or a leg. Never jump out of the airplane without your parachute. It's just unhealthy, right? So, Have fun, because that's what it's all about. It's a hobby. It shouldn't be stressful. Have fun. There's no risk involved. Keep everything simple. All right? So, for those of you who were strong enough to hang out till the end, I promised you some comics. Yes, so Wednesday was New Comic Book Day. I picked up tons of comics, man, and I'm excited about showing them to you. I remember saying that I was going to tone it down a little bit, but it was such a nice week out there, and I had a couple of extra dollars saved up, so I just would, you know, I bought some books. All right, so I'll show you what I got. So we're going to start with Marvel, and I'm going to show you Jane Foster and the Mighty Thor, issue number 4. And I'm going to run right through them because I got so many of them. So I'm just going to keep going, all right? We got Star Wars, The Mandalorian, issue number 3. And I'm just in love with this cover, man. I love that cover. Look at the baby. Look at the little baby. He want that now. Yeah. I remember that from the TV series when he was trying to get the knob. Star Wars Mandalorian issue number 3. Rocket Blaster cover. Loving it. Got another one for Spits and Giggles. Come on, you guys know me by now. A book I'm really enjoying reading it. I'm really enjoying this book. This is just a great book, man. And I'm talking about Gunslinger Spawn, and this is issue number 12, man. Yeah. He got that llama. Yes, baby. And he goes sick with it in there, too. Yeah. Loving what McFarlane and Booth are doing, man. Doing a great job. Yo, and not for nothing. Yo, let me show you guys something, man. Let me show you something. Let me set this right here. Yeah. Notice how I took that tape out of the way. I don't want it to hurt this book. Yo. Can somebody please tell me, why is it that Todd McFarlane is able to give up this great cover, right? He's able to give up this great cover, but also, look at the artwork in here, man. That artwork is just fire, man. How is he able to give up such great quality, right? It's not flimsy. Look at that, man. That artwork in there is phenomenal. Like, so when you talk about Gunslinger Spawn, when you talk about anything that Image has been putting out with Todd McFarlane, the Todd father, you're talking about quality paper, excellent story, and awesome artwork, man. Eye-popping visuals, man. Like, he's got it all. So why is it that he can do that and Marvel struggles and keeps giving us this rice paper? I mean, what? How? And they're charging us, and not to mention he's charging $2.99 for that. And Marvel's charging us $3.99 for rice paper and watercolors. Somebody help me out, man. I'm struggling. All right, let me keep going. All right, so we have from Dynamite, Elvira in Horrorland, issue number 4. I'm not even going to express what it sounds like. Also from Image, we have Ice Cream Man, and this is issue number 32. Love this cover. Love those colors. Shout out to Rockin' Robbie, too. That was his #1 pick. Shout out to Rockin' Robbie. Pop Coach's Philosophy. That was his #1. Shout out, Rob. Station. That's to you, Robbie. Now, from Dark Horse, This is Star Wars Hyperspace issue number 2. Definitely looking forward to reading this one. Stay caught up with that. I grabbed another cover of Midnight Suns issue number 1 in the game costume variant. I had to have another one of that, man. Just such an awesome cover. I had to have another one of that. Look at that, man. That's just a beautiful cover. I grabbed Earth's Mightiest Heroes, The Avengers, Beyond Amazing. Choose your hero. Yes, choose your hero. I grabbed Marvel Exterminators issue number 1, the Scotty Young variant. Shout out to Dave, big Scotty Young fan. I grabbed Edge of Spider-Verse issue number 1, another second print. So now I have a couple of those in the collection. I'm satisfied with that. I have Edge of Spider-Verse issue number 4. I'm hearing that it's got a few first appearances in there as well. I'm not going to go too crazy, you know, with all the first appearances of everybody in these Edge of Spider-Verses, because some of them make sense, some of them don't. Many of them you probably won't ever see, but you grab them because you don't know which one is going to catch legs. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not sitting here saying that all these first appearances are going to change people's lives. I'm just saying that, you know, it's got a decent story. They continue to add characters to it, but you don't know which one will really take shape and get developed, and the community really gets behind it and starts it off and running, right? So, you know, you just grab books. All right, well, from DC, I grabbed Black Adam, and this is issue number 4 of 12. That's the regular cover. I also grabbed Teen Titans United, and this is Blood Pact, issue number 1 of 6. Looking forward to reading this one too. Big Teen Titans fan, love my Teen Titans. So definitely looking forward to reading that. And I have another copy. Yes. I have Batman, Superman, World's Finest, issue number 7. And this is Meet the Boy Thunder. I guess Superman has a sidekick now. All these years, never heard of him. But that's what I'm saying, man. You know, they bring these characters and, you know, you never know, right? Here's one that I was happy about getting my hands on. This is Batman, One Bad Day, Two-Face, issue number 1. And look at this baby right here. Man, oh man. What do you guys think about that? Leave a comment in the comment section. This is a fire joint right here. Definitely had to have that. And I'm going to be collecting all those One Bad Days. I'm going to be getting all the One Bad Days. Hopefully I can get my hands on all the 1 in 25s. It's going to be a struggle, but I'm going to definitely try, right? So I'm excited about that. I went to my LCS today and just put all my books for this coming season on the list, man. So I got a lot of good stuff coming. So you guys stay tuned. Keep me locked in. If you're not subscribed to the channel, now's the perfect time. You can go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Stay locked in because I do a little bit of everything over here. But mostly, I just like to share the comics with you guys. I like to share what's coming out. I like to make sure you guys get heads up on prices. You know, things you may want to add to your collection. A lot of people like to run and chase things that they're speculating on. Me, I like to grab the things that a lot of people are not speculating on. That way I can get them at a decent price. That's what I call strike while the iron is cold. So while everybody's over there fighting over what's hot, I'm over here grabbing what's not, adding it to my collection. And guess what? I didn't have to pay a lot for that. I didn't have to pay a lot for that. And that's how it should be. It's easy collecting, right? I'm happy to get these in the collection. DC's. Action Comic, issue number 1. Because I'll never own I'll never own the real joint. Yeah. And I looked this up too. And you know what? I started to put it on the list, but I said, I'm not even finna insult anybody like that. You guys might stop watching me if I put how much that costs up there, man. But you know, I grabbed 2 copies of that. Happy to have them. Happy to have them. Yeah, it was a lot. It was like, I think it was like 3 million, something like that, like 3 or 4 million for the. I was like, yeah, I'm not even putting that up there. All right, here's one, Black Adam, issue number 4. This is the 1 in 25. This is the hieroglyphic variant, the hieroglyph variant. Black Adam, issue number 4, the 1 in 25 hieroglyph variant. Yeah, check it out. Here's one I was happy to pick up. Came out last week, but this is Frank Miller's Ash Can Edition. This is that first print. I know they put out a bunch of second print ones, but I didn't grab any of the second prints. But I was able to get this one, and I'm happy I was able to get my hands on it. Yeah. Got it for a good price, too. Next up, I was able to get Stuff of Nightmares from issue number, and this is issue number 1, R.L. Stine from Boom Studios. The next book I was able to get my hands on, this is Stuff of Nightmares, issue number 1, and this is the variant. Look, One Shot, look what I got. Shout out to my homie One Shot. Look what I found. I found it out there. Perfect. Next up, I was able to find Gunslinger Spawn, issue number 12, and I got 2 of those regular covers. That one, and this one, and this one. Yes, Gunslinger Spawn. Happy to get it. Now, last but definitely not least, for my new comic book day pickup, I grabbed Draculina, issue number 6. This fire, and I call it the Little Kim homage. For all my hip-hop heads, you know what I'm talking about. This joint, fire, man. And I was happy to get my hands on it. Just beautiful, man. Just beautiful. All right? Now, so, that's what I picked up for New Comic Book Day, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'll show you a few back issues that I'll be adding to my collection now. All right? Now, the first one I want to show you is the Prelude to Doom Wars. And this is Black Panther, issue number 11. The first time Shuri and Namor do battle. Yep. You know, just doing a little speculating myself, seeing how she probably will be the new Black Panther. There's a strong possibility that if Namor is the baddie daddy, they may do a little hand-to-hand combat. So, just wanted to add it to my collection. All right. The next book I grabbed is Spider-Geddon, issue number 2. The cover with all the spiders on it. Yeah. We'll definitely be adding this one to the collection. Got a few of these, but you know, when I see them out there in the wild, man, and they're not asking a lot of money for them, I'm going to grab them. I like to get stuff for less than value, you know what I mean? So less than market value. If I can find it out there for less than market value, I'm grabbing it. And I always try to stay pretty abrupt on what things are costing. So if I see something out there that I'm able to, you know whether or not it's something I can grab, because I'm trying not to pay market for a lot of stuff, because again, I like to strike while the iron is cold, and I like to find things for less. If I can get it for less, I'll definitely try. All right. Here's one I grabbed. And you guys know, this is a yellow cover alert, ladies and gentlemen. Yellow cover alert. Whoop, whoop. Yellow cover alert. I got Daredevil, the Man Without Fear. And this is issue number 184. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Yes. Yep. Happy to have it. Happy to have it. Shout out to the homie Rod the Rican. He got me hooked on Daredevil. He started me reading Daredevil. Shout out to you, Rod. Peace and love to the family, too. All right. Next book I want to show you is Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars, issue number 1. Yeah, I think this is probably like my 5th copy. I found this out there in the wild. Got it for half price. Yes, I did. Got it for half price, baby. Can't beat that. Now, last but definitely not least, I was able to get my hands on Batman, issue number 332, the first solo Catwoman. And it's in great shape. It's in great shape. And I'm happy about having that. First solo series for Catwoman. All right? So, there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video, man. Like, subscribe, share, but most importantly, listen out for the next video, man. Make sure you ring that bell so you guys will get that notification when I get ready to drop another video. All right? I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for letting me share my love of comics with all of you. Thank you for inviting me into your home. Thank you for just being who you are, the comic book community. That's what's up. All right? I gotta go. I'm gonna chop this video up, and then I'm gonna have some dinner. But I appreciate you guys. It's good vibes only, ladies and gentlemen. We wouldn't have it any other way. You know what I always say, don't hate, congratulate. Show some love, because that don't cost you nothing. Appreciate. But no matter what you do, when you see me, always keep it comics. You know what it is. Later, Gator.